Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Black Island Podcast. This week is going to be episode number 18 with Bruce Cogerson. He has a website, www.ultimatemovierankings.com. So on that site, you go to it. I'm on it right now, actually just looking up. I randomly clicked on it since I wanted to do this intro, and I went to Ben Affleck. So click on Ben Affleck on the site, and you can pick what you want to do. So it talks about him and his movies, and there's a system he has to rank movies. So there's a 3-point system we'll talk about in the podcast, but from the site you could see Ben Affleck's top movies. That's right away. And it says table can be ranked in 6 different ways for like him as a co-star, blah blah blah, this and that. Then you have the actual table of his movies. You could select how you want it. You could do top 10, top 5, all of them, whatever. From there, there's stats that are possibly interesting from above about Ben Affleck. And then even under that, there's interesting facts about Ben Affleck. So it's a bigger site than just, like the IMDb type of movie site. So it's really cool if you want to see your actor see his system that he has to calculate the best movies from that actor or actress. So it's an awesome site. We had a good little sit down talk about it and all that. So I hope you enjoy. Here's episode 18. I saw the link you sent me about your backyard golf course, and I found that pretty cool because we did the same thing as a kid. So what did you do? Like one day just, decide, hey, I got some land behind me. Let me go ahead and mow it to make a course? Like, how did this even come about?
Well, we bought the house like 4 years ago, and it was backed up. The grass was growing in the back, and one of the kids went out into the field. So it's just like I said, it's a 9.5 acre field behind the house,
Mm-hmm.
and a ball went on the other side. So the kids ran out there to get the ball. And when we went out there, they found a possum. And when they found the possum, they got all scared and they came back into the house. And we basically were thinking, my wife said, well, you got to start cutting that. Even though it's city property, I had to start cutting it. So I'm out there cutting this tall grass. And as I'm cutting down there near our fence, our property line, I'm looking at this 9.5 acre field. And I'm thinking, I could do a hole out there. I could create a little chipping thing for me to go. So I took the mower and I did like a couple strips. And I just cut right in the middle of the field. And I ran back in like I'd done something horrible. And that was like the first year. And then they came and cut the grass like a couple of days later. I thought they'd come knocking on the door like, why are you messing with our field?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be cutting our field. That's our field. But they didn't say anything. So what happened was each year I progressively went to, well, not only do I need to have a place to chip to, I need to have like a green. So I'm actually chipping to a green. So it became one hole. Then it was like, well, I'm going out there. I need to have something to chip back to. So that created the second hole. And then the next summer, I was like, well, I need to have 2 or 3 more holes. So what happened was after 4 years of this, I ended up using basically the entire 9.5 acre field where I created a 9-hole par 3 golf course.
That's awesome. We did it. Like I said, we did it as a kid at one of my buddy's house. It was probably so much worse. I mean, at least you had that property back there. We were playing literally around his house, and he lived in a development. It looks like yours is a development, so we'd be playing between houses and this and that, and our holes, we were just playing in the yard. There's no different mowed grass or anything, and we'd be like, okay, this hole you have to hit the area by the mailbox. This next hole you have to hit it into the garden. The next hole you have to hit it into the trees, and the trees are literally right up against the neighbor's house. It's like, well, if you hit it too hard, it's hitting the neighbor's house. Like, we didn't really have anything too calculated. Like, do you actually have holes in the greens? Or I saw
Yes.
flags, so.
Yeah, we have holes, flags. One of them is actually set up like the famous TPC Sawgrass Par 3, where we actually mapped it out, where my wife originally thought I was losing my mind, but she was actually helping me measure out the exact distance. It's 137 yards. And we were out there like surveyors creating this hole, and we actually made the green the same size as that TPC hole.
That's awesome.
And all you have to do is imagine it's all water there where the grass is.
And
so me and my buddies will go out there and hit it, and basically, the pros get it on there all the time. I'm about 10%. So if I was going to hit 100 balls, 90 would go in the water. But I made 10 on the green.
Yeah, that's good. My cousin actually played there. My cousin, I thought he was going to be like a professional golfer, and he actually, when he was younger, his parents helped pay for him to go around and play all these courses and stuff. And he played there. He's played like Pebble Beach and all that. But he's not giving up on golf, but he's not going to be a pro anymore. But I heard I think I was reading your comments, and did they shut it down this year, your course?
Yes, they did. The city came today, or not, earlier this summer. It was going to be my 5th summer out there playing. I'm out there with a golf club. And the sheriff's department came out there, handgun on the side. I'm in there with a golf ball and a golf club in my hand. He wants to know if I'm the guy cutting the grass. And I was like, yes. And it turns out I was the 3 misdemeanors up to a year in jail for each one, because city ordinance says you cannot destroy plant property out there. Can't create holes. Although I never did the holes. My buddies did that. But and also playing golf out there. So it's either I loved it and it's like losing my best friend, but I have not played out there this entire summer. It's sad.
That's insane. But yeah, so we have you on here because I did an episode not that long ago with your son, and I knew about your website. He told me about it back when I was in Alaska, and so I wanted to actually, eventually have you on here. But you have the ultimatemovierankings.com website. So tell me, I guess, a little bit about that. It doesn't have to be a crazy long in-depth, but you go as in-depth as you want. If you talk for 15 minutes, I'm cool with it. But so you have a formula, things like that to rank these movies.
All right, cool. Well, I'll try to make this as short as possible. After managing grocery stores for 20 some odd years, kind of stepped back and became a stay-at-home dad, because the grocery business is brutal for marriages. I'd already destroyed one, and it was on the version about to knock out a second marriage. So I made this drastic decision. Because we currently have 6 kids, but it worked out so well that at the time we only had 5. Because my wife, it's a definitely a Brady Bunch family, 3 boys, 3 girls. But at the time, I had 2, she had 2, and then we made a 5th one. So in my mind, we had a V. And it worked out so well with me being a stay-at-home dad that my wife wanted to have another child. So I was against it because I was like, we have a V, we don't need a Y. Well, now we have a Y. So we now have 2 from my marriage, first marriage, 2 from her first marriage, and we have 2 ourselves. And they range from 30 to 9. So I've gone from being a young dad with Brian to now being the old dad with Emily. Yeah. So I've been to 96 straight Halloweens taking a kid out. So I still got 3 more years of that.
Yeah.
So I became a stay-at-home dad, and eventually I was got to the point where I felt like I couldn't do anything.